to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches
Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. I am Lunar Beaches Crypto, and tonight we're going to be going over the CPI data. We're going to go over Bitcoin, market's reaction to the data, and see if we are going to continue our bullish trend, or if we get a little bit of a pullback, or if everything goes to zero. Bum, bum, bum. Nope. I don't think that's going to happen, but potentially a lot of stuff could go to zero. But anyways, it is Wildcard Wednesday, which means we just do whatever we want to do. Whatever pops up, we go over it. Now, of course, we do our standard stuff. Go over the economic data for the day. Go over Bitcoin. Go over altcoins. Tends to be more of a altcoin heavy show on Wildcard Wednesdays. What will you buy, Alexandra G? I'll buy. Very nice. I'll buy. He's the only one here, it seems, or at least the only one chatting. Thank you for being here, Alexandra G. I do appreciate you, as always. Thank you for pinning the link in the chat. Let's just go ahead and bring it up right there. Pin the link in the chat. Join the Discord. Become a Piper Academy member for just $5 a month. $5. That's all it costs if it goes to zero. Oh, yeah. If it goes to zero, yeah, that's probably the worst time to buy. Just to let you know, that probably means it's dead. Buck is listening while driving. Buck, be careful. Please do not text and drive. But I do appreciate you listing while driving, or diving. Listing while diving. So, if that goes to show you're paying more attention to the road than you are the chat, then that's a good thing. So, thank you for listening, or listing while diving. What are you listing exactly? Are you listing out the type of scuba gear you're going to need for the next dive? What is going on? New Earth Guardian? What's going on? How you doing, my friend? What's going on? What is going on? Absolutely nothing. CPI hit a 4-year low. That's neat. I'm sure Piper talked about it this morning. Completely missed that show. Been absolutely swamped at work as of late. So, I'm a bit beat, to be quite honest. I almost called the show, but I was like, nah. Maybe I'll do a shorter show. But I am still going to do the show. Unreal Designs, what's up, Yins? What's up, Unreal Designs? I don't know that I've seen you in here, but thank you for joining. I do appreciate you for being here. New Earth Guardian. All right, so let's just go ahead and just go over the news of the day. We've got U.S. CPI inflation in April cools to 4-year low. Wait, what's the button? Is it Alt? No, it's Control plus, right? Yeah. Make that bigger. There we go. US CPI inflation in April cools to a 4-year low of 2.3%. Are interest rate cuts coming? Consumer prices drop to 2.3% in April. Print helps Fed lean toward rate cuts. Stocks up mildly, and the dollar slides. Contrary to Wall Street's expectations, consumer prices in April marked a deeper decline than the 2.4% increase that was eyeballed. April inflation is pretty cool. U.S. inflation for April came in lower than expected at 2.3% year over year. The latest consumer price data showed markets had been pricing in a 2.4% clip for the month, the same as the one logged in March. But there you have it. Tariff fears, outlook uncertainty, and robust labor market didn't lead to higher prices. So far, we're only a month into the tariffs, guys. Like, it usually takes about a month to 2 to 3 months before you start to see any kind of effects on tariffs, but we'll see. Does this brighter scenario mean that the Federal Reserve will be more confident in slashing borrowing costs? That's the million-dollar question. Interest rates, Jay Powell has said, will come down once inflation expectations normalize. Inflation expectations normalize? That's an interesting word. What's going on? XYZ0ZYX. Hola, French toaster. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? How's your mama nem? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Finally catching you live for once, but it's early, so gonna hit the sack again in a few. But anyways, good morning. Thanks for the insights. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in here, XYZ, and saying good morning. Good morning to you. We say good night here typically, but we do have plenty of people that are around the world that join live. So I do appreciate you at least stopping by and saying hi. And hopefully you catch the playback at the very least. But thank you for being here and and chatting it up. Appreciate you, my friend. Because I don't know that I've seen you in the chat. So thank you for being here. BTC looks ready for a small dump. Yeah. We'll talk about that. So, lowest print in 4 years. The monthly increase also surprised to the downside at 0.2% against expectations for 0.3%. Core inflation, however, was precisely as expected, with prices growing 2.8% on the year. Month on month, there was another upbeat figure, 0.2% against 0.3% expected. The annual reading of 2.3% was the lowest we've seen since February 2021, right before the line started to soar and go ballistic to hit a 40-year high a year later, thanks to the pandemic and, well, money printing. What's making a mixture? What's making moves? Reactions across the board. Stocks in the U.S. opened higher, with the S&P 500 advancing about 0.1%. Massive gains there, guys. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was hesitating and hugging the flat line, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite kicked off the session higher by a modest 0.3%, looking to extend its powerful Monday swing. You know, this reads like it was written by AI. The U.S. dollar retreated against the other major currencies, with the euro climbing about 50 pips to 1.114. The USD JPY, Japanese yen, stayed largely flat after the announcement, floating near the 148 mark. 148. Oof. He's been in Piper's stream, XYZ. I'm sure he has. But new for me, but happy to have him. Happy, joy. So CPI hits a 2.3%, and Bitcoin does absolutely nothing. Now, I am facetiously on bar replay right now because I want to go over what I was talking about last night, which was we were expecting prices. This was the end of the stream last night. We were expecting prices to either come down, sweep the previous day low, and then move higher to go to the previous week high and potentially the previous day high. Or we were expecting for price to come up to the previous week high or even the previous day high and then push to the downside. Figured we would get one of those moves, and if we just go ahead and let it play out, New York opens up, push to the upside, we hit the previous week high, and we reject. Like, tapped that previous week high, and then we rejected. And that's all you needed right there. That's all you needed. Drop down to a lower time frame, go up down to the 1 minute. Once we get up to that level, we see, what do we see? Big rejection. Okay? Then we get a retrace up to this fair value gap. And then we just slide to the downside. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. I wish I could have caught it. One of these days I can just trade for a living and not have to have a day job. But until then, it's one trade that I get to see at a time. So, did we have anything on our prime oscillators? Let's go ahead and check it out. Do it. Oh. There we go. All right, so leading up into the move. So as we hit the previous week high, just before the rejection, we printed a bearish divergence where our trend fusion was pushing to the downside, creating lower highs as price was pushing to the upside. Bearish divergence. Then we get the rejection to take out the low that solidifies the change in structure. Then we get the retrace back into an area of interest. And then we go short. Textbook. Absolutely textbook. One of the easiest plays. Now, if you couldn't wait until 3 p.m., let's see if there's anything we could have gotten in the AM. All right, so I'm always looking for highs and lows from London. So we took out the high in London. Took out the London high. Hold on. First, London took out Asia. Then New York took out the London high. Typically on a Tuesday, that's a bearish move. That leads to a bearish move. And we did lead to a bearish move. It wasn't until well, I guess we bottomed at 10:15 a.m. But we didn't get this big push until 11. So we could have made this play because we took out the Asia high, we took out the London high. We start to get a little shaky in here. We come up and absolutely reject this level again. Okay. So once we reject that level again, I'm looking for us to come back into this order block because that's what I see on here. I don't see a fair value gap. So the order block is going to be the largest and the last up candle that also has the largest range from low to high. And there's your order block. And we reject off the order block twice. and a nice push down, right down into, I believe we have a little bit of an imbalance over here. But at the very least, these lows in here would have, anytime I see multiple lows just stacked like that, or highs even, I'm looking at for as a target. And that's exactly what we came down to. We swept it, and then we came right back down to it and ran away from it. So that was a key level right there. What's going on? Melissa, what's going on? Bandage. Hey, Bandage. I just want to know. Have you been waiting long for me? This order block actually ends up being a nice support level later in the day. Absolutely amazing. Wheezy? What are y'all talking about? Y'all wild. So yeah, 1 minute order block ended up playing out as kind of turned into resistance, but then we turned it into, it acted as resistance, and then we turned it into support to make that push up to the previous week high. Then we get the rejection at the key level of the previous week high, and then we're downside ever since. So essentially what we were looking for, and we got it. So not only that, shaping up our potential ABC scenario, potentially this could continue higher for sure. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, they're all pretty good. So we've got these lows in here. When we also, so that's another area of confluence for us. So not only do we have the previous week high up there, but that's also this trend line, back test of the trend line. Man, that would have been a killer trade to get into, but oh well. What else? Anything else? Fib, high to low. Interested in seeing where that came in at. Came in inside the platinum pocket between the 786 and the 886. So more confluence there and above these highs in here. So everything was just screaming bearish confluence. You even got a hidden bearish divergence here on the 1 hour. Not only are we getting bearish divergences on the lower time frames, we're also getting it macro as well. Now, you see it does print before this push to the upside, which is why I'll always say, especially on the higher time frames, you have to let you still have to let price action show itself. You have to let the market show itself. You can't just jump in because you see a bearish divergence. Because, I mean, yeah, we did temporarily come down, but we also took out and closed above this hourly fair value gap, which would have been the first clue that it wasn't going to head lower just yet. Right now, we're coming back into that fair value gap. We'll see what happens, but I'm still leaning towards ABC correction. ABC. Zoom it on out. Let's go to the 4 hour. Now, I would honestly expect the ABC to be a little bit bigger, so it might actually be something like this. So we get this initial ABC. People are going to hate this. Then we get another ABC. Okay. And then we get the final ABC. And what does that make, friends? What does that make, friends? That makes a larger ABC. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, this one would probably be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crashing structure. 3, 3, 5. Hope you had a good day, my sweet friend. Sent you a DM a bit ago. Forgot to snag that Discord link the other night. Oh, I guess I need to check my message request. Dump it. Yeah. I mean, we can see with our money flow that we are definitely starting to curve more. We're more on the sell side of the money flow. Money flow is coming out. So definitely watching that, getting the bearish divergences in here on the 4 hour. And it just, I mean, is this going to be the bearish divergence? Probably not, if I had to guess. I think we still go, we go lower. We get our ABC correction before we ultimately push towards new highs. I'm still in that boat. That doesn't mean, you know, put a lien on the house or whatever, you know, take out a second mortgage and buy here by any means. No, instead, if it does come up here and break, that will give us the, I won't say 100% because nothing is guaranteed in this, but significant confirmation that we are very, very likely super bullish. All right. Now with the money flow kind of curving to the downside, and now we're trend fusion coming to the upside, potentially about to tap out and push back to the downside. We could get that's all we need, man. We got reversal signals coming in. We've got the bearish divergence in here. We've got the money flow pushing, rounding off more towards the downside instead of the upside. So just gotta be careful here. I think we might be heading lower, but this was expected. We've been expecting this. We expect the ABC correction. And then the question is going to be, what are the altcoins going to do? This actually doesn't look too terrible. This is total 2, so this is all your altcoins, including Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum first before we get into altcoins. Ethereum had another push to the upside. This came in after a bearish divergence, so that is interesting. Let's go ahead and bring up this other chart so we can see. Let's put this on the 4 hour. And I'm pretty sure that's a nice 4 hour SMT divergence in here. SMT, smart money tracker. The Ethereum pushing to the upside. Bitcoin going flat. Bitcoin pushing to the, I mean, this is textbook SMT divergence. So there's even more bearish confluence in there as Ethereum pushes to the upside, but Bitcoin pushes to the downside. That is market makers selling, getting that push in Ethereum so they could sell off. They already got the push in Bitcoin, then they get the push in Ethereum, and then they sell off. Now, will profits rotate into these smaller caps? This is looking a little mega phony to me, so I would imagine that this might actually come to the downside before pushing back up. At the very least, it could halt here and then push. Try not to break that trend. Any other trends? Just this trend. So we break out of this wedge, bounce, create a new trend, bounce to the upside, and now we see, are we going to hold that trend that I just had on there, or are we going to come back for another bounce off of this trend line, or just off of this high up in here to try and turn previous resistance into support? Now, for me personally, if we do come down here and we get to bounce and we break out, take out these highs, it is time to go. It is time to go on altcoins to start feeding the winners. And just feed them and feed them and feed them. Hungry, hungry hippo style. Others, this is everything outside of the top 10. Getting the same bullish break after this bullish break and back test and push off. So this is still looking good. Everything's still looking good on here. I mean, just because we cool off doesn't mean, you know, it's the end. In fact, we've been expecting it here on Markets After Dark. Said we were going to cool off probably. Now, I was interested in seeing what altcoins would do as Bitcoin cooled off, because I really want to see the altcoins get moving if Bitcoin's cooling off. Now, perhaps that may not happen until after Bitcoin breaks a new all-time high, or breaks the all-time high, and then goes into consolidation. Then that might be when the alts really get going, but we'll see. RP is about to fly to the moon, says RS Miller. I don't even know what RP is. The Russell 2000, this is excellent. This is exactly what we wanted to see this week. I haven't looked at this since Sunday, but I am so glad I just looked at this, because this is really a good sign. So this is our pretty good sign that breadth is opening up in the market when our small cap stocks begin to push up, because that means we have riskier plays in the market. People are willing to be a little bit riskier, which is good for our assets, because everybody views our assets as very risky. So there you go. So when the stock market is showing risk on, potentially, with the low market cap stocks starting to get a big push, that's a good sign for our digital assets, because it shows that, hey, the breadth is opening up in the market, the people are more willing to go into riskier assets. S&P 500 continues to push higher. That's a good sign to see. So it was kind of flat today, but we're still up so far on the week. So that's looking good. The NASDAQ still up in resistance territory, so need to watch that. I still think that Bitcoin might wait to break its all-time high or after the indices, at least one of the indices breaks its all-time high. Typically, it's the Dow Jones. Typically, Bitcoin waits for the Dow Jones. That's also because the Dow Jones is typically the last one bit out of the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ to break its all-time high. So, it's like S&P, NASDAQ, and then Dow Jones, and then it kind of opens up the door for Bitcoin to make its move. So our spot ETFs pretty up on the day. Looking good. All hovering around 3% for the day. What does this show? This shows us what? Spot ETFs up. And it's not just IBIT. This shows us interest. This shows us interest from legacy money. Old school TradFi money. That's what I'm looking for. TradFi money. Tesla up 4.93%. Man, it's just continuing to go. Yeah, look at that. I drew this out. Looks like it took a little bit longer, but it did finally break out. So Tesla at $333.94. Back up the trucks. Keep loading. Now the 2 and 10 year spread, we are at 3.998% on our 2 year, 4.469% on our 10 year. So still below a 50-point spread. So that's good. That's good. That's kind of helps us when it comes to recession fears. I still think we're going to get a recession because I don't think that we've even come close to feeling the impact of the tariffs, but we'll see. That is still to be seen. Maybe we had enough supply to where we could tough it out or something. I don't know. Bitcoin dominance continued to fall today. That's what we're wanting to see. Seeing more falling in the Bitcoin dominance. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at our crypto bubbles. See if there's anything that stuck out today. What are the biggest movers? This is on the week. Let's go to the day. There we go. All right. Pi continuing to gain. Nothing massive, but the thing is, I mean, there's a lot of stuff at 8, 9, 10%. A lot of 6s, and that's in the top 100. So those are big market caps, or bigger market caps than the rest of the market. Biggest gainers looks like was between 200 to 300. What do we have in here? Onch coin. Dot Onch coin. Okay, up 174%. But just look at this. These are all of your altcoins, all in the green except for a few exceptions. 300 to 400. Altcoins green. SGB up 40%. Wow. Songbird. If you are an XRPOG, you know all about Songbird. API 3, another personal favorite of mine. Hasn't been doing too good, but neither has most of the market. So there is that. A lot of legitimate projects got pushed to the wayside. Gods up 41.1%, showing some strength at least in a little bit in gaming. We have gone over the gaming data, the sector data, and it does look like that gaming has been picking up a little bit lately. So it'd be interesting to maybe take a look at some gaming cryptos. Gunk. Did I just say a slur? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if that's the thing about a bunch of these. Should I even say some of these names? 182%, 175% BBT. Jelly. All right, 88%. RDAC down 47.3%. Now remember, these are small market caps, and this is my favorite coin right here. But it was up big yesterday. Kind of got a little reduction. Kind of deflated a little bit. Someone let the sand out of the bags. Anyway. We did not look at the 100 to 200. Moodang continues to push, it looks like. Not coin. It's Jonathan Schaefer's coin. Ordy. So yeah, I mean, bunch of big gainers across the board. I really I like seeing that. That's good. It's exactly what we were wanting to see, everyone. Exactly what we were wanting to see. Where is even Bitcoin on this list? Hello, Bitcoin? It's so tiny. Is that it right there? Nope, just pudgy penguins. Am I blind? There you are. Hey, Bitcoin. Come to the middle. Thank you. And then look at everything around it. So, like I was saying, but remember, like, these are small market caps, so them pushing higher or gaining more in percentage doesn't necessarily mean they are gaining on Bitcoin. The only way we can figure that out is looking at the Bitcoin dominance, which has been falling. So that is good. Here. Take a look at the heat map. I like the way your lips move when you say moodang. What's going on, Billy? How you doing, brother? Thank you. What's going on, Billy? Did y'all just now wrap up Billy Goatails? Y'all went late tonight, huh? Can you imagine being a kid trying to collect all these as you did old baseball and football, sports cards, and Pokemon cards? No. Was never a collector. I'm an investor. I don't collect JPEGs. And these things actually have, or some of these, some of these have actual utility, you know? They're not just Beanie Babies. They're not just tulips. They have real world use cases. So those are the ones I like to pay attention to and invest in, personally. But down here at 102,615, we do have big highlighted liquidity here. Pushing all the way down here to that 101,462 level. We've been talking about 101. We were talking about 101,300 at the earlier of the week. Of course, we did go down a little bit lower than that and then got a bounce. But I'm still leaning more downside for now, just to give us an ABC correction and for the alts to gain against Bitcoin. So yeah. Is there anything that you guys would like for me to go over? We can just chill. Remember, it is Wildcard Wednesday, so on a Tuesday. The Dixie did slide a little bit, came up into our resistance area, and has rejected. We will see if the rejection will continue. Actually, I lied. I did collect some Pokemon cards. I did collect some football cards. Man, I tell you what. And I'm still mad at my dad to this day because, heck, these things would have been even like almost 30 years older than they were then. But When I was a kid, I had literally like 2 giant storage containers full of comic books, which 95%, if not more, were in mint condition and all sealed in like these, like the plastic sleeve things that you put comic books in. And he just like gave them away because he thought I was gone to my mom's, and when I came back to him for the visit because my parents were divorced or whatever, when I came back, the comic books were gone. My dad said he thought I'd gotten too old for comic books. I was like, that's cool, but I never read those things. I was just holding on to them. So because it's been so long, I have no idea what I had. I just know I had some really old comic books that were in mint condition. Who knows how much money was in those boxes? Especially at today's price. Like, who knows? Even, I mean, there had to be, if I had to guess, I mean, it had to be at least like 400 comic books. I remember 2 rows per storage thing. Had to be 100 per row. Minimum 50. So even if it was just 200 comic books, and let's just say there's one in there that's like $15,000, or there's another one that's like $5,000. Average out to let's just say $1,000. 200 of those would be $200,000. Oh, yeah, I just thought you were too old for them. I thought you just freaking boomers, I swear. Actually, my dad's Gen X. I think Gen X. He's 62. One? He turned 62 this month. No, he turned 63 this month. Wow. Yep, 63. No, 61. 63. 63. Yeah, 63. He turned 63. Cluck, cluck, Crypto Pollo, what's going on? He left him in my house. I told him 100 times, get him out, so I handled it. If he is 60, he is a boomer. Yeah? Really? What time frame is boomers? 1946 and 1964. Wow, just inside it. He's on the cusp. He's a boomexer. he's a boomexer. Boomex. Just like how I'm on the cusp of, what was before millennial? Maybe that was X. I don't know. 46 to 64. There you go. All meant boomer. Yep, he's definitely a boomer. Well, that boomer has more Bitcoin than me, so I guess you're able to put more money into investments when you don't have children to take care of. That's why actually people like around the age of 50 is when the average like married couple really starts to see some significant gains in their income, and it's because most kids are out of the house by the time you're 50 years old. Yeah, man. But guess what? I'm 37. I'll be almost 38 after my next child is born, which means I will be 56. I'll be turning 56 when my new child is 18. Lord, help me. Help me, please. Those born in 66 are not counted in the X or Bay Boomer. Why not? What happened in 66? Erica, good evening. Don't know. Have I seen that name? Good evening, Erica. Adam D, what's up, folks? What's going on? What day even is it anymore? Good question. It is Wednesday, my dudes. I'm going to beat Blockchain Backer to it because I'm on before him. Because people think it's Tuesday, but I'm telling you guys, it's really Wednesday. I don't know why people don't listen to me. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Is Bitcoin... Is Bitcoin still trading on Tuesday? Or is it trading on Wednesday? You tell me. Did we close a daily candle on Tuesday? Huh? Huh? Y'all tell me. You ready? Watch your ears.
It is Wednesday, my
There you go. RMT made me think which day it was for a second. It's still Monday for some of us. Wait a minute. No, it's not. It's not Monday for anybody. I don't know why you say rest in peace my ears, Alexander G. It's not like I literally said watch your ears. Oh, I know what I want to look at. Dang. Coin after the news of it being added to the S&P 500. How did Coinbase do? Big push up. Massive push up. This was Tuesday. This is Wednesday. Wait, what? Oh, ding dong. I'm on the 4 hour. Thought I was on the daily. There's a daily. So massive gap up and then continuation. So it's actually pretty bullish for coin. We are seeing a rounding to the upside on our money flow, so that's good. Our trend fusion is to the upside and pushing into the overbought, but that just means that it could be, or that it is strong. Okay. Now it could get the pullback. It might want to come down and fill that gap before it continues higher, but doesn't necessarily have to be the case. You can see we left this gap for quite some time before we returned back to it. But if Bitcoin gets a pullback, then we might continue to see we might see that pullback in Coinbase as well, and the altcoins too. But for me, this solidifies crypto more than it does Bitcoin, because Coinbase has over 250 cryptocurrencies on their platform and only one Bitcoin. Okay? Because there is only one Bitcoin, and then there's everything else. So, in my opinion, the evaluation of Coinbase, while it does have a decent chunk of its valuation being Bitcoin, I do think that this kind of helps, that it being added to the S&P 500 kind of helps solidify the rest of crypto, at least the ones that Coinbase has vetted and approved to be put on their exchange. Now, the meme coins are still questionable, but they're there. But yeah, screw Coinbase. They closed my account with no reason given. Only used to onboard USD the last 2 years. I don't know if that's what it was, but hey, if they allow it to be done, don't be mad. That's kind of crazy. I don't know why they would close your account just for using it as a ramp, because that's literally all that's not all I use Coinbase for. I use it for my day-to-day transactions so that I can earn Bitcoin and rewards. Which I love. I love just earning Bitcoin. All right, just for swiping my card and buying other things, I'm earning Bitcoin, even though it's tiny. But yeah, it sucks that they close your account. I don't know why they would, and without reason. So I'm sorry for that. Sorry they did you like that. Coinbase so expensive. So I buy USDC, which is free. You don't have to pay, at least when you link a bank account to it. Now, if you do a debit card, I believe there is a fee. But if you link your bank account to it, then there's no charge, at least with the bank account. I buy USDC, then I use advanced trading. I don't do just the basic Coinbase, because if you just do the basic Coinbase, you're going to be charged like $2 or something, even higher, for the transaction. When if you go to advanced trading and you just go and market, or even limit buy is even cheaper, but even if you market buy using the advanced trading, the fees aren't bad. The fees aren't bad at all if you use the advanced trading feature. But if you just use the standard Coinbase interface, and you're just buying, just saying, I just want to buy Bitcoin, instead of going to the actual market and doing it and buying it yourself, whatever, it's basically Coinbase charging a convenience fee for executing the order for you. It's essentially what it is. Only mad now that they have TradingView plugged in now. Wait, what? Like, what? They got it now? Oh. They've got Gemini too? And Webull Pay? Webull Pay is crypto, I think. I think that's where the crypto is. Because I think they separated it. These are legit things that I can trade crypto with. They got Big Get on here now? I haven't looked at these in so long. I've been wanting so bad to be able to just trade through TradingView. You guys have no idea. I have been wanting so bad to just want to be able to just trade through TradingView and not have to go from TradingView to my exchange and just do that back and forth. I just want to just trade from TradingView. Coinbase Advanced. Okay, I know I could have traded cryptos on these other ones, but I don't know. The weird. OKX. I just want to know which one of these has perpetuals. I know Bing X does, but I think I have to use a VPN for that. And BitGet does. I think I have to use a VPN for that. That's a no-go for me, fam. They got Femex on here? Bruh. Huh. Wow. Alright, Blowfin, where you at? Where you at, Blowfin? We need to get you on here. Moo. Wow, there's so many now. Okay. I remember when it was just like 8 of them. Please refrain from any derogatory use of CB in my presence. It hurts my feelings. Crypto Billy, you know we don't talk about you that way. Bing X lets you trade through TradingView. No VPN? No, I don't like using a VPN. I want to be legit. I don't want to run the risk of making tens of thousands or millions of dollars and then losing it because the government said, hey, you used a VPN or something. You never know. I'd hate to put in so much work only for it to get taken away. So just do it the tried and true way. Taxes and all. I'd like to have less of them. But I still, I tell you guys something I won't have a problem, okay, with. I won't have a problem paying taxes as a millionaire. Do you know why? Because I'll be a millionaire. Perspective. I'll have better schools. My kids will have better schools, that is. Yeah. So that was fun. I appreciate you guys. Security risk? What's a security risk? I would not recommend connecting brokerages on TradingView. Security risk? You're going to have to tell me about that all set. What's the security risk? What's up, LBC? Hope all is well. What's going on, Alpha Bros? Is that the crux of crypto? That crux? It's not investing, bros. Is it Alpha Bros? Is that crux? Wait, is there someone else? It's bros, so it's 2 people, right? Who's Alpha Bros? Is it all of you? It is crux. I know it's crux. What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing well. Hope life is treating you well. on the other side of the crypto space. in another realm of the crypto space. There's like all these different pockets in the crypto realm. I'm just happy to be connected to everybody in some form or fashion. Most people, anyway. Most of you are cool. As long as you're here and you're watching me and you're nice and you're a kind person, then you're cool with me. But guys, that is Nick Musgrave. Thank you for being here, brother. I do appreciate you. We're about to get out of here. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, what do we have on a docket for tomorrow? Let's look at that real quick. Wednesday, we have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. So that is when the FOMC minutes is when they go over the last FOMC meeting, which was 2 weeks ago. This comes out 2 weeks after every FOMC, and it's essentially just like a transcript of what they talked about during the meeting the day prior to the decision, and you kind of get an inside look at what the Fed is thinking. Be very interested in seeing this tomorrow. This could be a bigger mover than it usually is tomorrow, depending on how many of the board members were like, yeah, if we start to see the CPI go down and we come down to a 4-year low, maybe they won't say it specifically, but if, they're like, we start to see things come down to a 4-year low and we start to see some trade deals getting made and blah, 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 then we'll start considering rate cuts. Oh, well, guess what? That's what we've been getting. So that just helps solidify that we will be getting rate cuts, or at least makes it far more likely. Just want to look at this real quick. Like, we are still sitting at a 91.8% chance of no rate cut. No rate cut. Even after the data. That's interesting. I imagine that probably has something to do with labor still being pretty solid. So, we'll see. But anyways, guys, I do appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp. Then the Morning Market Report with the OC guy and Army Piper. Then we'll have Trading with OC at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. And then we'll be right back here for another Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Thank you all for being here. Be kind, be good, or be kind, be careful, be good. Rep your hood. Mad love and respect as always. And always, guys, I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. Good night.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, find out you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's Markets After Dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets After Dark, where only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride in the world of finance where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide through the market storm or the market tide. On the charts with Lunar's bright light, crypto markets soaring through the night. From big dome markets soaring fast, markets after dark to shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light, crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp our knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the love.